All right, let's get this party started, eh? Good morning. All right. I think I'm only working on my profile, but nowhere else. We'll work that out in 2 seconds. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me or see me, give me a shout out. I'm looking at, I can't see much on my side for some reason, but hey, Connie, how are you, legend? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm going to double check. All right, cool. So that's connected, but why aren't you going on the group? It doesn't matter. I'm not sure. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to another session of 30 questions in 30 minutes. I'm going to hopefully answer your top 30 health and wellness questions. I always go through the last week or two's worth of questions my clients send through, and hopefully I can compile some pretty good, quick and sharp answers for you guys. So thanks, Connie. I appreciate it. Yeah, so that you guys can hopefully go along your health and wellness journey and, just get through the basics. I think the basics is what's missing. There's too much bullshit online at the moment with all these so-called influencers trying to sell a certain fat loss product and not the simple things. And the simple things are the ones that are going to be sustainable. So I'm here for the simple shit. I'm not here to sell you a product. I'm here to sell you a lifestyle. All right. I just want you to to understand that you can do weight loss, you can do muscle building, you can do anything with health very simply by just learning the basics and hitting them really, really hard. So hopefully I can go through most of those today. If you're in the groups, I have to apologize for some reason. It's not letting me go live direct in the group. So, hey, Tezza. Yeah, thanks for joining me, mate. I can't go live in the group, Tez. So I don't know what's going on. They've changed a couple of settings and I'm struggling to get anywhere close to the groups. But anyway, it is what it is. We move on. All right, question one. What's the best source of protein for muscle growth? Like me personally, any sort of lean meats, your chickens, your fish, lean beef, tofus and stuff like that. Hey, Simone. They're your best forms of protein for muscle growth. Anything that is, how do you say, natural. That's the best stuff that you can have. Supplements like protein powder and that are really, really good to fill in the gaps, but it's called a supplement for a reason. It means it's giving you a little bit extra of something that you might not be able to get. The good part about protein powder is that it's very low in calories and very high in protein return. So that's why we use it as a supplement. Okay, it's not something you should be using as a meal or a meal replacement. We should be using as a supplement. But chicken, turkey, lean beef, even tofu, very, very good, very versatile. You can make them with anything. Eggs, cheap and easy, very, very much a complete protein source. Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, two of my favorites that I use just about every day as a snack or to enhance a meal, like scrambled eggs with cottage cheese is really, really good. Bumps the protein levels up. And yeah, like I said, white meats, fishes, prawns, calamari, things like that. They're very, very good in low calories and high protein. Okay. Are meal replacement shakes a good idea? In my honest opinion, no. Okay. They are convenient, but they do not replace whole foods because you are missing a lot of vital nutrients that you get from whole foods. Okay. They are there, number one, to make somebody millions of dollars. And number two, that they do make you feel full, and that's why they're meal replacement shakes, but they're not doing their job. For me, you've got to learn how to eat first, learn what nutrition is all about first before you start trying to go into those areas. Hey, Renee, how are you, mate? Good. Thanks for joining me. So with meal replacement shakes, you've got to watch out. Some of them are full of a lot of sugar and stuff as well. They still have calories. Okay. So don't think having two of those and you're not going to be getting any extra calories in. They still have a lot of calories in there because they're meal replacement. So they're trying to buff it all up. But are they a good idea? In my opinion, no. Stay away from it. Go for whole foods if you can. Okay. If you're short on time, I would rather you make a wrap or something that you can take with you than going for a meal replacement shake. What are good carb sources for sustainable energy? Whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, oats. They're slow release, which is really, really good. That's what you want. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, anything like that. They're full of nutrients, very, very satiating. So they fill you up really well and they keep you full for a little while. Anything like legumes, lentils, and beans are very good because there's a lot of fiber in there as well. But for me, fruits, like bananas or apples and stuff like that, they're nature's fast fuel, right? They're really, really good pre-workout. Having an apple or a banana is really, really good source of carbohydrates. Morning, Sharon. Morning, Sean. Morning, Stuart. Sorry, guys, I can't go live in the group. I'm not sure why. For the life of me, I've done everything that I need to, but it's not working. So, yeah, thanks for joining me on my profile. How can I satisfy cravings without ruining my diet? Okay, this is a really, really good question because I hate the word diet, number one. So for me, I want my clients to be able to eat the things that they love and enjoy them, but as well as be mindful of their calories. Okay. So if you do like chocolate, if you do like chips, or if you do like cookies, let's work out a way of incorporating them into your meal plan. Okay. There's a couple of clients that I have that love chocolate. Mate, every night they have 4 squares of Cadbury chocolate in their Wicked Sister chocolate pudding. So they're getting protein and they're getting a little hit of their favorite thing. So don't deny yourself it because you'll go into a binge. Make sure you can work them into your meal plan. Now, for example, you can swap corn chips for popcorn chips, or normal chocolate for dark chocolate, because obviously there's a little bit more nutrients and stuff in there as well. I like to make homemade versions of things that are going to crave my sweet tooth, like apple crumbles and things like that. You can make lower calorie versions of. But for me, it's like if you really need the donut, go for a little bit of a walk and have the donut, in my opinion. Okay. What's the best diet for losing belly fat? All of them. There's no magic diet. Okay. The best diet, or the best thing you can do for losing belly fat, is being a calorie deficit. That's the best thing you can do. Okay. We can't lose weight any other way. So for me, it's get your calories right, get your protein right, get some form of walking every single day, whether it's, some form of exercise every single day, whether it's lifting weights or CrossFit or whatever it is you like doing, and get 10,000 steps a day. And that's the recipe for losing belly fat. Okay. There's no perfect exercise or anything like that that you can do. The best diet is a calorie deficit. Keto is a calorie deficit. All those things, they're in a form of a calorie deficit. How much water should I drink during a workout? Well, this is a really good question. For me, I reckon if you're training for an hour, half a liter of water would be really good to replenish your sweat. Okay, but also adjust it based on your intensity. If you're doing high interval training, maybe a little bit more than that you need because you're sweating a lot more. But it's not just the water, it's electrolytes. So we need salts and sugars and things like that. So make sure that you are adjusting your water intake based on your intensity of your workout. For me, I like to have an electrolyte intro workout, so while I'm working out, so I can replenish the salts quite quickly. Might not be for you, but that's cool. But for me, 200 to 300 mils every 20 minutes. I would say, let's say 200 every 20 minutes. So 500 to 600 mils in an hour is really, really good. So if you walk into the gym with a normal 750 mil, you should be coming out with like just about that much left in the bottom of the bottle. Okay. That's the electrolytes that I have, is Dr. Hydrate, which is really, really good. Are cheat days helpful or harmful? This is a really good question. I think cheat meals, not days, are helpful. I think cheat days can be very harmful because we can overeat really, really quickly. Okay. We are not Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We do not burn 2,000 to 3,000 calories per day. We don't get to have a whole day of eating cheat meals. We get a cheat meal per week. I think would be beneficial enough if you are on a weight loss journey. What can happen with having a cheat day is it can really blow you out big time. We can overeat our calories by 2 to 3,000 on a single day of having cheat meals. Quite simple. And we are going to put our whole week's worth of work backwards really, really quickly. So I think a cheat meal per week is awesome for the mental health, but it's also awesome for re-energizing your body, giving you a few extra calories to use to burn off. That's my personal opinion. Cheat days can be harmful. Okay, cheat days can be harmful, especially if you have some form of eating disorder, or you have food as a trigger mechanism to help you with other things. So let's be mindful of that. Cheat days can be harmful because they can turn into cheat weeks, cheat months, and then we're back to square one. Cheat meals are cool. What's the best way to control emotional eating? Okay, recognizing triggers is first and foremost what we need to figure out. Okay, what is making you binge eat? What is it? Is it something that you might need professional help with? For me, I used food as comfort when I was going through my depression. So it was quite easy for me to grab a bag of chips or a packet of biscuits and inhale them in seconds, because it's the one thing you can control. Sometimes when you can't control your emotions, the only thing you can control is what you eat. Okay, and it makes you feel good when you're eating it. So, emotional eating is exactly that. If you can find unhealthy versions, non-healthy version. Hang on, let me say it again. If you can find healthier versions of the thing that you emotionally eat, that will definitely benefit you. But for me, it's finding the trigger. Go back to the source. Maybe you need to go see a psych or a counselor and get help on why those triggers are coming into play. For me, it was the past. It was all the trauma that I suffered when I was younger. Got help. I could get through it. Now I don't use food as a crutch. I use it as fuel for enhancing my body and my lifestyle. Okay, touchy question to get onto, and I could probably go a bit deeper, but defeats the purpose of 30 and 30. Is it better to eat more smaller meals or fewer larger meals? Okay, this is just personal preference. Okay, it doesn't matter how many meals per day you eat if you're on a weight loss journey. What matters is the amount of calories and protein per day. Yeah, use exercise to help, Stuart. Exactly right, mate. So for me, it's personal preference. There are some people that swear by 6 meals a day. There are some that swear by 3 meals a day. There's some that swear by 2 or 1 per day. If you can get your calories in and your protein in within whatever amount of meals you want to eat per day, for me, it's a no-brainer. Some people say fewer meals can make you feel fuller for longer. Some people say I like to eat, every 2 hours because it makes me conscious of what I'm doing. But whatever it is you choose, make sure it's part of a balanced nutrition plan and you enjoy eating it. How do I maintain my diet while traveling? Okay, walk. Majority of people that go overseas or traveling just walk every day. You generally will get 15,000 steps quite easily. That will help keep the weight off. Portion control. One thing I tell my clients is when you are going overseas, pick one meal per day that's kind of like a cheat meal, we'll call it, or a high calorie meal. Have your 2 other meals very, very low calorie, and just have the food that you want. If you go to Italy and you want to eat the pizza, right? But just do the walking beforehand, or lower your calories on your breakfast and your lunch, just so you can have them banked up for the rest of the day. All right. Take protein powders and stuff with you if you can to cut the cost down. Drink plenty of water to make you feel full as well. But planning ahead, researching where you're eating, that will help you out with making conscious decisions when you're away. But you're on holidays for a reason, so fucking enjoy yourself, right? What's the best way to build upper body strength? Okay, for me, I like compound exercises. I think bench presses, pull-ups, rows and things like that are very, very good for upper body strength, but don't negate the little ones in between that help you tweak the other muscles that don't get worked on those exercises as much in progressive overload. Okay, we've got to increase our weight load to build strength. It's not just about doing 100 reps of the same weight for the next 20 weeks because you won't build strength. You need to progressively overload. So that's going up in increments over time. Okay, so that's what we need to do to build upper body strength, and don't negate your core. Super important. How can I make leg days more enjoyable? I think adding some variety of exercises that you like to do in there, as well as the ones that suck, like, Bulgarian split squats. We all know that they fucking suck. So put stuff in there that you like doing. I like to add supersets in there so I can mix things up as well and reduce the downtime. It's music, and training with somebody that's stronger than you will push you a little bit harder. But leg day is a fucking good day. The hardest part about leg days is because it's such a like big muscles. No one wants the DOMs 2 days later, so they get scared of that. So don't negate your legs. Okay. Should I include core exercise in every workout? Yeah, I think so. I think I would rather do core every day than a whole day of core, because then I'm not destroying my core for the 2 days after. So I like to add a couple of core exercises at the end of each routine for myself and my clients. I think that's important because that way we're still targeting it. But when you're doing compound exercises, you are still targeting the core at the same time. So sometimes you don't have to add any extra core workouts at the end. If you are doing, for example, deadlifts or squats, you are still using your core to balance yourself and get through those exercises because they're your stabilizing muscles. Okay, so don't forget that you are working your core while you're still using your compound exercises. All right. What's the best way to increase endurance? Continually doing the thing to get better at it. It's like lifting weights. You can't start at 100 kilos. You have to progressively overload. Same with endurance. You can't go from 0 to 100 miles an hour without doing all those little steps in between. You have to do the little shitty bits, the shit bits, to get yourself to the next level. You have to do the sucky the long runs at a low heart rate, and then mix it up with high intensity. So changing your sets are great. Starting slow first and doing 5 to 10 minute sessions of cardio and then gradually increasing will be really, really good. Interval training does help increase the heart rate really, really quickly and build endurance as well. So, but it's like anything, consistency is the key, right? If you don't stick with it long enough, you won't get through it. How do I avoid getting bored with my workouts? For me, the most important part is doing something that you enjoy so you don't get bored. So, for example, if your coach administers you a program and you do the first week and you go, "That's shit, I hate it," talk to your coach and say, "Hey, coach, this isn't working for me because I'm not a big fan." Most of them will go, "No worries, what can we do to mix it up? What do you like?" Then we'll mix it up. Okay. But also listen to your coach, because your coach or your trainer knows what they're doing and they're administering you this program for a reason. So ask the questions. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Is there something that I can do as an alternative because of this? We've got to be honest with our coaches and tell us exactly what you need or what you don't like. Okay. Or we can't do it. I like to change up for my clients every 6 to 8 weeks. I think an 8-week program is a very good staple when you're starting into your journey in weight loss. Very, very good. If you want to add in an extra class during the week to jazz things up, maybe a HIIT class or something like that, go for your life. I'm all about that stuff. But it's all about doing the things that you enjoy that will make you go back for more. But you want to see results, right? We want to see results, or we don't get excited to go back. What's the best type of cardio for weight loss? Walking, in my opinion, is the best type of cardio for weight loss. Interval training is the next best thing for weight loss. Short, sharp bursts is really, really good. But steady state, like walking at a low heart rate, is your best form of cardio for weight loss. Okay, I like CrossFit because it's a mixture of cardio and strength training. Super, super good on building muscle, but also creating endurance as well. But walking is the most underrated fat loss tool. Can I build muscle with just body weight exercises? Yes, you can, by doing sort of unilateral stuff as well as double body part stuff. Okay, you can, but you are limited to the amount of muscle you can build with your own body, because unless you put on fat, you won't be getting any heavier. Okay, you can't put on muscle as quick as you can put on fat. So you can increase reps, you can reduce rest times to boost intensity, but for me, nothing increases muscle mass or body weight other than lifting weights. Okay, so we need to do some form of resistance training. If you only have your body weight to use while you're on holidays, that's really, really cool. It'll be good for you to just maintain your shape. But if you want to grow your body and grow your body and grow your muscles, you must eat enough protein and you must lift heavier weights. How often should I do cardio? If you are having cardio as a designated exercises, I say 3 times a week would be great. I say to most people, don't forget walking is a form of cardio. So if you can do that every single day, it would be really, really good. It depends on the type of cardio you want to do. If your goal is to run a marathon, obviously running more than lifting weights is more important. If your goal is to build strength, then less cardio, more weightlifting. Okay. We want to put all our energy into the weight training rather than into the cardio, if that's what your goal is. How can I avoid overtraining? Rest days. Have your rest days. Every 2 to 3 days, you should be having a rest day. Okay. None of us here are athletes. None of us here are competing for anything. We're all just trying to maintain a level body weight. So what we want to do is have rest days and make sure we do them. Okay. Make sure we do them. Varying your intensities sometimes really, really good during the week as well. So you can limit the amount of damage that you get all the time. But for me, it's listening to your body, getting enough sleep, getting enough hydration, and getting enough recovery food in so you can build muscle. And that way you can gain strength and you won't overtrain as much. How do I improve my mobility? The only way to improve your mobility is to stretch the shit that you don't want to stretch. Okay. Do the one percenters, like David Goggins says. He stretches every day because he's over 40 and he needs to make sure that he's got his flexibility and mobility. You have to do the stretches every day. Okay. It's the only way you're going to improve your mobility. Yoga and Pilates definitely do help. They are very tough to do and extremely awesome in boosting flexibility. But for me, it's like using foam rollers, dynamic stretching, recovery boots, cold baths, whatever it is that you like to do does help with recovery, but you have to stretch. If you don't use it, you will lose it. How does sleep affect muscle growth? Okay. When you're sleeping, growth hormones is released, which helps with muscle repair. If you have poor sleep, then you have less time for your body to recover and it decreases your performance level. That's what poor sleeping does. So if we can get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day, that will optimize growth and recovery. But I think more importantly, it's the quality of your sleep that matters more than having 10 hours of shit sleep versus 6 to 7 hours of really good sleep. Okay. Sometimes these watches are really, really good at telling you how good your sleep are. Sometimes they're not, but don't rely on those. It's more about how you feel. I find that if I sleep longer than 8 hours, my body feels like shit that whole day because my mindset goes, I've wasted 2 hours of my day. But it's quality sleep over a quantity, in my opinion. Should I do active recovery days on rest days? Yes, I'm all for active recovery. I'm all for walking or swimming or something that's nice and light to help your circulation for your body. Okay. It reduces soreness, it speeds up healing. I call it like taking your body to like the car to the mechanic, just to get a tune up. What's the best way to speed up recovery after a tough workout? Okay. Hydration. Eating a high protein, high carbohydrate meal after you train is really, really good. For example, I'm about to have breakfast and it will be oats and protein powder with some fiber in there, some fruit. So that's a really good recovery meal for me in terms of what I've just done in my training. Cold therapy is really, really good to reduce inflammation. I eat ice or baths or things like that, but stretching, foam rollers. If you get Theragun, you can use those. If you've got recovery boots, use those. But mate, for me, sleep would be the best way to speed up recovery. Getting more sleep, good quality sleep. How can I avoid burnout while training? Okay, vary your workout types. Keep things fresh. Set many goals for motivation instead of focusing only on the big goal. Deloads every sort of 8 weeks. When you finish a program, have a week of deload. Now, if you don't want to stop lifting, just lift lighter. If you can have a week off lifting, it'll give you body time to recover. Okay. Rest isn't weakness. It's part of training. It's part of training. It's just as important as leg day as chest day. Okay. Very, very much important. Can supplements help with recovery? Yes, they can. Creatine does help with while you're in and while you're out of the gym. Protein powders help increase your protein intake. Amino acids, yeah, they can help a little bit, but I wouldn't say they're worth their weight in gold because most of the time you're pissing out most of the stuff that you digest. So they are kind of an overhyped product that isn't really giving you bang for buck, in my opinion. Magnesium definitely helps with relaxation and better sleep. So improving your muscle recovery. I have magnesium in my hydration as well. So it's like I'm getting that recovery after the gym. Fish oils are really good for inflammation and joint stiffness. They're probably the top ones that I would look at using. There are other things that definitely can help. But most of the time, recovery comes down to your hydration, your fuel that you get back in, and your sleep. Okay, and they're cheaper versions of those supplements anyway. We got 4 or 5 to go. How do I stay motivated when progress is slow? Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Everyone's heard of that. Okay, so the thing is, progress is going to be slow for 99.9% of us. Not all of us are going to be that freak that loses 10 kilos really, really quickly or builds muscle really, really quickly. Most of us have to understand that weight loss is a sprint. Is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, so focus on the small goals that you get during the process. The old saying, the man that likes walking will walk further than the man that just enjoys the destination. Okay, so track your progress, have a look at your photos, do your measurements. They're all signs that things are improving, whether you're increasing muscle or you're decreasing your waist size. Chop your big goals down into smaller attainable ones and celebrate those small victories along the way. That will keep you motivated. But have a photo of or something of when you're at your lowest. I have one above my desk of me at my absolute worst, and that reminds me where I was and why I can't go back to that. That's the biggest way to stay motivated, in my opinion. What's the best way to set realistic fitness goals? Okay, the old SMART chart, what they call it: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, set them so in that sort of order so you can actually get them done. Start with short-term goals first. Okay, so the first short-term goal should be lose a kilo in a month or a week. Okay, and then build up from there. We want to get some form of consistency, creating some really good habits. Be flexible with changes that happen. Okay, you're going to fuck up. Things are going to come in the way. The kids are going to have something on and you can't do this thing, or you're going to get sick and you can't, it's going to happen. So be flexible with that. All right, be flexible. Adjust your goals on the fly. It's always going to happen. But celebration of the small wins are going to make the big ones even better. How can I manage stress through exercise? Okay, choosing activities you enjoy. Me, I love cycling, so it's a form of stress relief for me. Okay, I love CrossFit. It's a form of stress relief for me. Some people like yoga or Tai Chi because it's of its calming effects. Exercises releases endorphins, which reduce stress and boost your mood. That's why exercise is so good for mental health. We don't need a prescription for Xanax or anything like that. We need a prescription for sunlight and movement. That's what we need. That's the perfect antidote for stress or any form of anxiety and depression. Just get out and do some movement, or get one with yourself. I love nothing but getting into nature and only having my thoughts to go through. It's a great feeling. Walking's great for that reason. Perfect example of what can help you reduce stress. How do I stay disciplined when motivation fades? I say this: motivation's fading because you aren't disciplined. So discipline is the key to any form of transformation. We need routine to create momentum. So routine is discipline. Momentum comes from being in a routine, and then motivation appears when discipline and momentum are working in unison. When one of those two isn't working, motivation goes away. Okay. So for me, motivation only appears when discipline's in our life. So we need to be disciplined. Keep doing those little things that are getting to you towards your goal, and then you'll be totally motivated all the time. Last question: how can I make fitness a lifelong habit? What you generally enjoy doing would end up being the thing that you do the most. Okay, I like variation over years. I started running 5 years ago. I've stopped that now because I've done the things that I wanted to do. I've taken up CrossFit now because it's another challenge, and I really enjoy how tough it is, and it's a lot of a mindset in there as well. When you think you haven't got another 5 or 6 push-ups, you can actually get them. So I like to do things that challenge the mind as well as just the body. But for me, I want to be the oldest bloke in the gym, not the youngest bloke in the aged care facility. Okay, that's why fitness to me is going to be a lifelong habit. I want to be able to bend over and pick my grandkids up without blowing my back. I want to be able to grab all the bags out of the back of the car when I go shopping and bring them inside. I want to be able to close a door or something without something going, like my shoulder popping or my back going. Okay. For me, fitness is longevity. Fitness is about being older but more flexible and up and agile and still walking around. I want to be the oldest bloke in the gym and not the youngest bloke in the aged care facility. Okay, fitness takes a long time to get to where you want to be, so let's maintain that. It's not about having six pack. To me, it's about being fit and healthy. It's about making conscious decisions and doing the things that I want to do at a later age in my life, and still cycling and things like that because I absolutely enjoy them. So make them something that you will keep you healthier for longer, and then it will become a lifelong habit. Is that cool? Hopefully that, hey, Eads, a bit late, mate. I'm just about to wrap it up. Hopefully that helps anybody out there. If you do have any questions that you want me to answer, please send me a DM. I'll be more than happy to either do them next week or answer them to you on the spot. As I said at the start, health and wellness is very, very important for you. There is a whole heap of garbage on social media that is all bullshit just to sell a stupid product. You can lose and maintain weight by yourself quite simply if you learn what type of nutrition you need to survive. What food is fuel? If you can associate food with fuel, you will have a long-term effect on your weight management or maintenance or the goals that you want in life. For example, if you want to build muscle, you've got to hit your protein target. Okay, there's no point in going lifting weights at the gym if you're not eating the right food because you won't get bigger. Same as weight loss. There's no point in going and lifting weights at the gym and thinking you're burning tons of calories if you're eating too much fucking food. So learn nutrition first. Learn what your body needs to energize itself, and then find the exercises that you like to do and make them as part of your weekly routine. And you're on your way to losing a ton of weight and maintaining it. Peace out, guys. I'll see you next week.